I wish to drop a little contradiction.
You wish to drop?
That is, I have enjoyed life so much. I hold the belief that we're here to experience this world. And now I'm experiencing states where there is no experiencer. There's no one to receive, no one to perceive. So from a mind's perspective, it's empty. And I see the faith that is required to drop everything. It's okay. But I just wish to share this.
And what is the contradiction in it?
The contradiction is that I want to experience love, experience of many things in life.
And yet, truth loves you much more than that. The contradiction is that you think you can arrange things with it. Relax. You can't change anything. You can't do a thing. No matter what you do is useless. Useless in the eyes of truth. Let truth take over. And you relax instead. That is the contradiction. So far, so good. On this lab, you will be cleanly exchanged by God consciousness. All of you. Parts of you already obeying in it. Other parts inside of you already naturally enjoying it. And other parts in you haven't got absolutely no clue yet what's happening. So, sabar, they say here. Patience. You're already much more privileged than other human beings on this planet. You talk to me of the privilege of having enjoyed a life so much. I know many people that don't have such luxury. They struggle with their basics. They struggle with their family tree, with their genes, with their karma, what have you. Many human beings have a much tougher life. Many other human beings don't have the spiritual seeing that has been gifted to you. And you will give all that privilege back to where it belongs to. And be humble and grateful instead that such a thing is even possible for a human form. In other words, you will empty out. It will empty out you. There is actually no contradiction. You creating them, and then you're handling them, then you're dreaming them, then you're sharing them, and then you're complaining in the temple. That's the human life in duality. The truth of the matter is there are no contradictions. You're dreaming. When you stop dreaming, when you have the real privilege of handling nakedness altogether, states will appear you cannot imagine yet, you cannot reach yet. purities will come that you currently couldn't handle. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you already know is plenty. And the way you're comprehending that which you already know to love is true. You're already doing so. That's what really matters, not how much more we will get or need. You're comprehending the importance that will allow you to surrender and to obey and to abide in the sacred gap, in the sacred space, so that you can handle being naked and somehow devastatingly not counting and mattering anymore at all. But that is what is required for God consciousness to actually then begin to have a chance to melt you back. It can never happen before that, because you're preventing it all the time by not being purely naked. So the non-contradiction is not your reality, only temporal. But I'm not talking about temporal states. I'm talking about the permanence. And as long as this is not the reality for you, I appreciate your at least naked honesty in it. That is then already, to small measures, beautifully pure and full of integrity for you to enjoy. And then that has a follow-up consequence. Then integrity comes up. An integrity, a profound reality that does not fit in a life of duality. When that embodies itself, it continues to have consequences. Then new states of profoundnesses come up. Profound compassion is actually your natural state. You have to be sabar. You can't go and just buy that stuff. Go to a workshop and gain it. It's a joke. What you can do instead is surrender and patiently learn the position being flat on the ground. Psychologically speaking. That will induce a profound nakedness that you currently have glimpses of. But when life or the universe, God, or somebody like me, cherishing a glimpse like this with you, and then sophisticatedly unhinging your back doors, what would you feel like for this then to never be able to reverse itself? And you suddenly, all at once, are being 100% vulnerable, with no backdoor. with no comfort at all. You can't stop it, you can't change it, you can't handle it. And you don't look for a door because you know by then there is none there. Contradictions are there, also no longer there. I just described to you the reality of my life. For that, you better have a really good curriculum that can handle that. That's the only thing why I'm teaching satsang. So that you have the means to handle it. As a human being, you're quite capable to. But when God consciousness comes up and becomes really serious on you, and you meet it with your current means, you will die on the spot. Potentially anyway. It's not so much that it is powerful, but it is potent as, and ultimately naked. It is okay for you to glimpse small states of it and get used to it. So, and having your body tap into that as well, slowly, you can handle more of it by being less. In 2 years of satsang, I have been asked only twice by somebody, you're one of them, Boulder. Can you please help me unhinging my doors? I don't want them anymore. And as you may remember, I gave twice the same answer. Be careful, you do not know what you're asking for. Let me make those decisions. They are more responsible. When a door is unhinged, it is like you're walking on clouds. Not spiritually speaking, but you just have no ground underneath your feet at all. And because you've been told that there are no doors left, you stop looking for them. It's like borderline kitchen-free. You have no realities, practically speaking. In my case, when it happened, I couldn't recognize or remember the name of my children. When it becomes true and real, you better buckle up. You better buckle up. Prepare yourself with only that. That's what I do every day for you. I'm preparing you. Because you have actually got the means to handle that. And to have that magnificence coming through. So that another human being on this planet can represent the purities of God consciousness as a messenger, not as a wannabe. When I look around, I think humanity needs much help. I believe it is possible for you and your body system to gradually prepare for that. Like whole Buddhism is based on that teaching, the preparing for the ninth platform to when somebody may reach nirvana, the preparing their whole life, all their sadhanas, all their practices is for that, at least in monasteries. I believe, and I schedule my satsangs around that. It is okay for you to do this gradual. So when the time comes for the doors to be unhinged, you hardly notice it, because your body system is already used to these same substances that are behind the door. There's no need for me to unhinge the door now, where it would be much more of a shock to your system. Something you may want to trust a little. Up to you. As a bonus gold nugget today, there are no contradictions. Well, you didn't hold up your hand with a question, so I didn't offer you an answer back. We're sharing a lovely discourse together with beautiful, authentic Shakti behind it. Enjoy, because you're relaxing. That is joyful on its own. Might as well use your birthright and enjoy. It's okay. Life itself will call you when you overdoing pleasures. Don't worry about it. Examine the word moderation the way I suggested yesterday. There's wisdom in it, and the word moderation applied to your life, to your mind, to your heart, will take care of many things. So you don't have to worry too much about the measurements and stuff. Be moderate and you're just fine. Not too much, not too little, not too small. That's what moderation means. You're nurtured enough. And then moderation caps it for you. You don't act stupidly on your own. You just sit with moderation and let that take care of your food consumption, your sleep patterns, your love makings, all of it. The handling of money, the amounts of it, how much to work and not, that sort of thing. Moderation in it is the golden key for me, has been for many years. And when you fall in love with that, all you ever do till you close your eyes here on this planet is giving your best. Moderately, not too much, not too small, always just present. It is only just natural to be a being full of integrity, full of honesty, full of presence. I don't even understand why some other human beings perform something different than that. That is not natural. Just be yourself and don't treat that comment spiritual. Be nakedly yourself. And all the moderation is like carpeted out in front of you. You wouldn't even know how to not match that, because it's not natural. I don't see any contradiction in that. Okay. Some more. Practice contentness with less. Not in measures, but in quality. Be open for that. See what it does. You might be surprised. Contentment for less. If I were a teacher, it's one of the few only things I would teach. If you really comprehend that line, by the time you can comprehend that line, put it this way, you'll be ready to embrace purities. Profound purity. Ultimate purity. You and your body system got the means and the capacities to do so. But not today. First, learn to be content with less. That will change your whole attitude to life. Always wanting more and deeper. And then when it's given, you're not content with it, so you want more and even deeper. Apply contentment for less and let your whole matrix mirror that back to you of how you currently position yourself in this life. You don't need me for that. You only need that life, that line as a mirror. And of course, your honesty. But since your honesty has flaws, let it be replaced by profound honesty. So you stop cheating and lying and pretending. This is an invitation to all of you, to whole humanity. You pretending you're holding the right to be a separate entity from life, nature and God is the lie I'm referring to. The pretense I'm referring to, you're wasting your spiritual wisdom, not using it wisely yet to determine how to stop doing all this stuff and be naked instead. And the cheating in it is because you actually already know better. That's what is on stake. But I promised you when you first came to Satsang, I will never delude you. Now you can really see. I hope your faith and your trust has grown over the last month, because to digest what I just shared with you takes guts. And don't apply your nitty-pitty I to it, feeling exposed and judged. Go straight to what I said. Bypass the you. And you're doing yourself and this body system a merciful favor. Nobody is lying, cheating and stealing and being dishonest deliberately. I know that. That's not the point, is it? Being caught like that is actually very merciful. And not feeling shamed by it and guilty by that. I request of you, you have a tremendous spiritual base already. Let's use it wisely together. You can handle what I share with you today. If you truly follow, it will reveal itself to you to measures you can comprehend. Trust that.